if conscious agent theory was fully fleshed out and fully formalized mathematically, should you be able to build up physical equations from it? Like I was thinking about this, like should you be able to derive Newtonian physics, Maxwell's electrostatic, compulsion interactions, all of those things, should they all emerge from the conscious agent
Oh,
framework? Is that
definitely, they should all fall out. I think
yeah,
that would be the thing. I mean, Don Hoffman is actually pursuing a similar project, and I think it's a very difficult project, and it's a bit of a
yeah,
moonshot project, I would say.
yeah,
But I think it's ultimately very consistent to think that should be
right.
like the end result if you really flesh it out, as you said.
I
Um,
don't even know how you start doing that. Like that's so many levels of it's so far detached from my understanding of my level of mathematics that I have no idea how you even start doing that. Would you have any? Do you think there's any way for for the listeners to even gain a foot in the door of what the hell that process even looks like?
um, well, I can tell you a little bit about about the way how he thinks about it, and some of his collaborators. Um, when you go to fundamental physics, and you look at stuff that's happening there, and the way how we normally um, some of our best tools that we actually currently have, I mean, particle physics, for example, are scattering amplitudes, and I think most physicists agree um, that computing these things via space-time is somehow limited, is fundamentally limited. Of course, most physicists then disagree on what would be the better thing to do. Um,
Yeah,
but in this conscious agent-related framework of thinking, um, one would say, okay, the better way to do it um, would be to invoke conscious agent theory, and would be to write a network of conscious agents and then use mathematical tools to simplify it, and then to recover those things. And in theoretical physics, there are some attempts of using higher mathematics, or using kind of cool mathematics, where no one really knows what it is about, to actually calculate this stuff. And um, I think Don's suggestion would be to say, okay, ground that in consciousness, or ground that in the theory of conscious agent. That would be one way to go about it. But as I said, it's a bit of a moonshot project, I think.
yeah. I mean,
But it's very consistent. So philosophically, I think it's very nice.
how crazy would that be if we actually got some equations of particle physics or fields or something in physics? We were
That
able,
would be really
something
cool. That
fell
would
out
be
of
really
it.
cool. I would say that's 22nd century physics, but it's really cool physics.
Yeah, how far away do you think would you have any? I know predicting in the future is always
Yeah.
perilous. I think that was the exact quote from our first episode, actually. But what would you have any idea on when you might expect a physics equation to fall out of conscious agent theory, or something testable in reality, something that it makes a prediction about how the world works, about how humans interact with it? When would that fall out of conscious agent theory?
So I think that depends a bit on how many people are working on it, and how many. I mean, there's so many really geniuses out there, and really intelligent people who can run circles around me, and who know much more maths than me, and all other people that I work with. If those people are kind of convinced to work on this problem, then um, it could be reasonably fast, I guess. Or if I don't know, if people like whoever believes in AGI or so, if the machines get clever enough and take on these problems, then it could be solved soon. Well, reasonably soon, a few decades or so, I guess. Um, but I mean, that's all big ifs, and you never know. But I think the important lesson is that even these very exotic ideas, they need to kind of fall on the right ground. I mean, you need to get it out to people, and to the right people, and then a lot can happen.
Well, Donald Hoffman's a very convincing speaker. He's definitely getting the word out there. He's going on big podcasts. I know his episode with with Stephen Bartlett. Just got like 4 million views, so it's definitely getting viewership. People are definitely interested in it. I mean, how could they not? How could they not be interested in the bedrock of reality? And he speaks so convincingly about it.
Right.
Do you think we need to build super colliders? Like, is this a particle accelerator, high energy particle physics type experiment? Like, I'm really trying to think about like what the experiment even looks like if we had infinite money and we're
Yeah.
trying to build conscious agent theory maths up from the ground and see if we can hit physical reality. Is that like we need to build more super colliders, more high energy physics? Is that sort of the area?
Um, well, I'm not a particle physicist, so it's hard for me to answer that conclusively. But um, yes, there are two stages, I would say. One stage is to kind of explain what we already have, explain the data that we have. And obviously, we don't need new colliders for that. But the next step would be to predict some things that we don't already have. And then it might be actually a kind of nice idea to do that, to actually try to build those things. But on the other hand, whether it's economically feasible or whether we shouldn't use the money elsewhere,
Yeah.
there are many discussions. I mean, you have limited resources and you need to think about how best to spend them.
Yeah, we
So
might
I
be a
think it's
few.
not the only inroad to consciousness that we could make. It's one, a very nice one. If you're very convinced that, well, whatever is fundamental is ultimately something that the physicist will tell us, then that's the thing that you need to do.
Yeah.
The Giant Shoulder mission is to explore radical ideas in biology, neuroscience, and consciousness, and elevate those stories to the highest possible level while keeping them accessible to everyone. If this interests you and you want to support independent science, then please consider subscribing to the Clips channel. Check out our 26 Neuroscience book. You can download it for free or get a beautiful physical copy, and check out these giant moments next. Thank you so much.